Together, let's learn more about the Amare Caring Hands Foundation. We're going to talk about why this cause is so important to us here at Amare and the difference that you can make, everything from covering basic needs to mental wellness for these families and for generations to come. And as you meet some of the students, you'll see how this is having a ripple effect all around the world. Amare was founded with these 5 core values: love, integrity, innovation, service, and humility. And while you will see our core values lived out loud in everything from how we conduct business and communicate with each other to also how we serve and support the community. One of the things that Amare, was founded on is believing that it's important to learn to love yourself and take care of yourself so that you can love and serve others. And that produces a virtual cycle because when you give, you always get more back. Let's take a look here at Adela. Adela is pictured here. She is almost finished with her university classes studying human rights. And already she's giving back working as a teacher. And all of this is possible because of the Amare Caring Hands Foundation. The work that we're doing with Amare Caring Hands is primarily focused in Chiapas, Mexico. Now, Mexico as a country has the highest indigenous population of any Latin America country. And within Mexico, Chiapas is one of the 3rd highest states for indigenous population. And in the Chiapas area, in particular, most of the population is living in a rural community, in a rural area, which means they have limited access to education, limited access to health resources, certainly limited access to mental health resources, limited access to income. You can see how high the poverty rate is here, over 76%. I mean, that's like 3 out of every 4 is operating in poverty. And over 1/3, over 33%, are in extreme poverty. Imagine working all day long and earning less than $2 to support your family. Imagine having to pull your children out of school so that they can work and earn less than $2 to contribute to the family. 55% in this area, in this indigenous and rural area, are illiterate. And in fact, over 70% speak the indigenous language only. They're not even speaking Spanish, the most common language in Mexico as a country. So that's limiting their education and their income possibilities and their ability to communicate. Imagine for your children if nearly half were not finishing elementary school. Imagine if 95% were not going to some sort of high school or secondary education. And imagine if 99% were not attending university, less than 1% attending some kind of university. The impact that that is having is taking a toll not only on the lack of education, is creating an environment where there's a lack of income, a lack of options for income, but this is also affecting overall health. This is affecting mental health and mental well-being, and it's also affecting life expectancy. In fact, from a mental wellness standpoint, this area of Chiapas has double reported depression than other areas of the entire country of Mexico. The good news is at Amare, we are making a difference. Caring Hands is making a difference. And not only are we helping indigenous Mexican young people, but we're helping a generation because it's passing it forward over and over and over again. Just like the young lady in this picture, this is Norma Mendez. And she is one of the first that graduated from the high school. And you can see that we opened up the first high school for indigenous Mayan descent students in Chiapas, and they began learning Spanish as a second language to their indigenous language, which was so critical and important. Well, she graduated from that program. She also attended college, university, all because of Amare Caring Hands, and has recently gotten married. You can see the impact that Amare Caring Hands has had from a numbers perspective. 8 high schools, 45 classrooms, 6 university centers, 5,000 high school students, 300 and growing college students, and over 90 college graduates. That is making such an impact in this area. We are breaking the cycle of poverty. We have been so effective in what we're doing in terms of we went from the lowest to the highest high school graduation rates. The governors and the mayors in Mexico have recognized and called, named specifically this Caring Hands, Amare Caring Hands program for the impact and the positive good that it's doing. And we are fully funding, you in your contribution are fully funding operations at 4 university centers, including cost of administrators, teachers, facilitators, tuition, internet, which is really hard to come by in such a rural area. And we've extended the program to include mentorship programs to help jumpstart their own businesses. The alumni from our graduates, our entrepreneurs, their internet providers, like the one that's providing the internet service into the schools right now is someone that's a graduate. They're bakers, they are farmers, farming honey, coffee, chicken, clothing businesses, and they're translators of academic content from Spanish to indigenous languages. And they're teachers, lawyers, and human rights advocates. That's the difference. That's the impact that we're making. Just like Juan Guzman, who's pictured here, who's a recent graduate with a degree in business management. So let me wrap up with a story of this family. This husband and wife were so committed to their education and graduating that even though they come from one of the poorest areas of Chiapas, they made sacrifices to get themselves and their children to school. They had 2 young children and became pregnant with their 3rd child. And while some may have dropped out because of the extra work that took, they decided to figure out a workaround and a way that it would work. And they included their children in the university center, even having their daughters would sleep on the floor so that their parents could get an education. That's the commitment of the entire family. The husband has participated in a career mentorship program, and both the husband and wife are teachers. They've also planted over 500 coffee plants, opened a chicken farm, and today Rosalia, she advocates on behalf of Indigenous women getting an education. And their daughters, again, paying it forward generation to generation is the impact that you're having here. Their daughters are want to become teachers and nurses, all because of what they've seen their parents' commitment to education and what it's done for them and for their family. And by the way, those daughters, those girls are the best students in their school. So how can you help? Well, we wanted to specifically identify where your money is going and what impact it's having. So for example, did you know that a single donation of $1,800 would cover one student's entire college tuition? Entire college education, $1,800. $600 would cover one student for 1 year. I think about our Focus on 5 where we earn $500, and I think, wow, what would that mean to just take 1 month of your Focus on 5 and add a little to it and cover a student's entire education for a year? Or you could cover a teacher's salary for a month with just $350. Or you could cover the monthly internet cost at one of the 4 university centers for $125. Or give $50 for one student a month. Or $10 for online tuition for 2 students a month. Here's another way to think about how you will donate. One of the things is you can donate directly through the buttons on the Amare Caring Hands website, and I'm going to show you a quick tutorial of that. But also be thinking always, as you place orders, as you help people place orders, that we can round up change for a change, and we can make a difference in the lives of these people. And it goes to Caring Hands. Your spare change, as you can see, adds up and makes such a difference. Another way to think about it is two hands for two friends. You've got 10 fingers on both of your hands. So when you hold up two hands, I want you to think about the two friends that the $10 is going to be making a difference by covering two students' monthly tuition. And incorporate that slogan, two hands for two friends, throughout your team, throughout your community, about what you're passionate about doing and helping make a difference with Amare Caring Hands. Here is how to donate using Subscribe and Save and the back office. There are two ways that you can donate to Amare Caring Hands from amare.com. One of them, and we are not logged in to an account, we are searching from amare.com directly. You can search Amare Caring Hands. And on the Caring Hands page, you'll see a little bit of information and background, and you see two options. One option is to donate through an Amare shopping cart. So this works well for someone who is a customer or a partner. The other option that's been added is to donate directly to Caring Hands. So this works well for an event or for someone that would like to make a donation that is not already a customer or a partner, or if you want to make a specific donation that is not related to your cart. When you click that option, you see a one-time or monthly option, and you can see the specific designation of what the amount you are giving could go to. For example, support one student's entire college cost, or support one student for 1 year, or a teacher's salary for 1 month, or internet for 1 month for a university center, or support the cost of one student for 1 month, or $10, for example, is online tuition for 2 students a month. And if we go back and you choose to donate through a cart, you can donate a one-time amount, for example, putting this in your shopping cart. And you have the option, just like with a subscription to a product, to make it a one-time donation or a recurring donation that happens month after month after month. Thank you for giving to Amare Caring Hands. And thank you for your time today. We have a fundraising goal for 2024 of $100,000. Imagine the impact that that will have. You can be among the first to contribute to this fundraising goal. You'll hear even more about it at our annual convention and conference. You can either scan this QR code, or you can text Amare Cares to 53555. You can text to donate that way as well. We'll have a live display going of donations there at the conference. And those of you that donate sooner and earlier before the conference will be among the first names to be seen there as supporting this cause. So thank you so much for the impact that you are having. You are making a difference. You are making a difference in the lives of not just individuals, but generations to come. You are impacting their education level, you're impacting their income ability, you're impacting their overall access to healthcare, you're impacting their confidence, boosting their confidence, and definitely making a positive impact on their mental wellness. Thank you for serving.